that, innit? Roxy Music. And oh yeah. And I play that because I saw Brian Ferry live at the Royal Albert Hall just before all this lockdown kicked off. Yeah, I saw him on, I think it was like the 10th of March or 11th of March or something. And then here we are, 5.5 weeks on. I haven't really left the house since. But it was good. He's in his 70s now. And yet he still sounds as good as he did back then. And as smart. He's always been one of them blokes who's been able to wear a suit. You know what I mean? And he don't look awkward in it. Oh, which is something I've never been able to do. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happens to me, but do you know, like when you balance something on a cat and it doesn't like it? You just put like a little bit of a shoelace on its head or something, it holds itself odd and it doesn't quite understand what's going on. I'm like that when I wear a suit. I just hold myself oddly. But and it's funny actually because Suzanne's been talking to an old mate of hers who she went to uni with. That's what's been going on it really during this lockdown. People coming out of the woodwork and getting in touch with you and that. I suppose it's a good thing, but I suppose people have more time on their hands to catch up with people when normally they're busy and all that. But the last time Suzanne saw her, I think, was at a wedding, like 17 years ago. And a memory of me at that wedding is I was the only bloke wearing combat pants to a wedding. So I've never been able to wear a suit. I'd rather look odd and stand out wearing something comfortable than trying to fit in and not being comfortable. It's pointless. So I thought I'd just play a couple of songs, also give you a couple of Rockbusters, because it's something to kill a bit of time. I did some a couple of weeks ago. You like them? So here we go. If you remember Rockbusters, I'll give you some initials and a cryptic clue. You let me know who the artist is from the clue that I give you. You don't win anything. It's just a bit of fun. So the first one, the initials are AG. That's AG. And the clue is, how would you describe Kermit? Right? I mean, you might describe Kermit in loads of different ways. What's one of the ways you might describe Kermit to someone? You know, out of the Muppet Show. So the initials AG there, right? The second one, the initial is M, and of the artist of the band. And the clue is, I might phone you, I might not. All right? I might phone you, I might not. All right? And then the last one, initials DL, and the cryptic clue is the Australian asked the impressionist to do one of those people who's who's got that disease, whose arms and legs fall off. Right? Who is it? The band of the artist, the initials DL, and the cryptic clue is the Australian asked the impressionist to do one of those people with the disease whose arms and legs fall off. Right, there's a bit of working out for you to do there. Kill a bit of time, and I thought I'd play this. Nice one. Starman from Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Don't know why they've got to be from Mars. I can't imagine spiders from Mars being any more weirder than spiders from Earth, to be honest. They're just odd, aren't they? How do you make them weirder? I've been going to YouTube a lot during the lockdown, and there's two things I go to if I'm not actually looking for anything, in particular. There's big waves, right? you get like fishermen or those blokes who are shifting freight out in the North Sea, and they do videos of the waves that are outside during bad weather, and it's mental. There's like 50-foot waves, and they're just it just doesn't bother them at all. You can hear them chatting to each other, arguing over a game of cards. Meanwhile, outside there's waves, like the end of that film Deep Impact, and it just doesn't bother them. Yeah, it freaks me. It freaks me well out to know that waves are that big and are bashing about on the same planet that I'm sat on. So there's that I like looking at, and spiders, and they sort of terrify me, but at the same time I like looking at them. And I think the thing that freaks me out is the legs, because sometimes the spider can be quite big, the body, but I can pick things up like beetles and stuff like that have the same size body, but it's them legs, just big. It's the big legs which is weird, because one of the things that can make a woman sort of attractive is long legs, and it don't freak you out. I knew maybe it would if a woman had 8 legs. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Just Google the Goliath spider, will you? Look at the size of that. There's one on the internet. I think it's the first image that comes up. It's sat in a frisbee, and its feet are hanging over the edge. It's got kneecaps. Have a look at it. I mean, obviously don't. If you're one of them people who doesn't like spiders and you can't even look at them, then don't. But it is mental. Right, the other day I did some Rockbusters. I thought I'd just give you the answers. The first one, the initials were AG. The clue was, how would you? What did I say? I said. What's one of the ways you'd describe Kermit? Right? How does Kermit look? He's green, isn't he? He's all green. Kermit's all green. All green. Al Green. Al Green is the answer. Like I say, it's a little bit cryptic. You have to think about it. So well done if you got that one. Second one, the initial was M. The clue was, I might phone you, I might not. So what's going on there? What's another word for calling someone? Bell you, right? You might bell someone. I might bell you later. So if you might phone them, you might not. You may bell them. Mabel. Maybell. Mabel. That's Mabel. Who's out at the minute. It's Nina Cherry's kid, that, isn't it? That's when you know you're getting old, isn't it? When pop stars you listened to as a kid have had kids and they're now pop stars. Madness. So yeah, Mabel for the second one. And then the last one was DL. The clue was the Australian asked the impressionist to do one of those people whose arms and legs fall off. So what are they called? They're called lepers, aren't they? Lepers. If you're Australian, you'd probably say lipper. So the impressionist had asked the person to do one of them people, so they're asking them to do a lipper. Do a leper. Do a lipper. A few of you got that. No problems. So well done. Something to do, wasn't it? And might do some more, especially if this lockdown carries on. So well done. Time for another tune. Thought I'd play this. It's quite apt for what's going on. Mamas and the Papas, California Dreaming. Good sound, innit? And there's a weird thing with Mama Cass, one of the band members. She died in the same room as Keith Moon out The Who. There's a flat in Mayfair. Or it might have been the other way round. Did he die and then she died? I don't know, but they died in the same room, which is sort of weird. But then you think people are dying all the time, and there's only so many places you can die. So I suppose it's going to happen now and again, isn't it? Anyway, how's it going? Lockdown's still sort of on, innit? When you can nip out. A bit of a wonder, but it's not normal yet, is it? So that's why I thought I'd still play you a couple of tunes, have a quick chat. Not doing Rockbusters today. Having a break from that. But I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook. Suddenly got like a load of messages coming in at the same time about one topic. And when that happens, you sort of go, this is it. Like Richard Branson, that's what he says. He said he gets loads of posts, loads of phone calls, and he hasn't got time to go through them all. So he waits until the message gets to him or something. It's like, if it's important, you'll eventually find out. Anyway, I can't look at every message you get on Facebook, but suddenly there was the same message from loads of different people. So I thought, right, this must be important. What is it? And I clicked on it, and it was a bit of monkey news. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll play it here so you can see it. It's this. This little monkey comes round the corner on a motorbike. He grabs the kid, runs off, and everybody was like going, this is terrible. What is going on? There's a monkey kidnapping a kid. But I don't know if I can turn the audio up so you can hear it. But if you hear it when it first comes round the corner, to me that sounds like a siren. And I'm wondering, I don't know where this is, it's sort of Asia or something like that. I'm wondering if this is how they're dealing with the lockdown. Like I say, if you play it back from the beginning, right, you're hearing a siren there. That bike's got some sort of siren on it, like, and that bike is a proper little motorbike, that, a monkey-sized motorbike. So I'm wondering whether in Asia, to deal with the amount of people ignoring lockdown, they've got monkeys doing the rounds and making sure people stay in. And I think that's what's gone on here. He's come tearing round that corner there, down this alleyway, and he's found this family who should be at home, should be behind doors, and they're not. They're fanning about in an alleyway. And the way the way he comes tearing down, it's like he's caught these before. He's annoyed with them. He's livid. I mean, he's probably gone for the kid, because he knows that if he takes the kid, the adults will follow. The way he just like gets off his bike again, like, how many times have I told you? I mean, a little motorbike's a giveaway. That's a monkey-sized moped that it's been issued with. Little monkey law enforcers. I suppose it's good because you're not going to argue with it, because it can't speak English or wherever this is. So it's just going to go in and try and do the job, shift the people. And I think that's what's gone on here. But you see, I see things like that and I think, hang on, is that starting to creep in here as well? Because all this talk about loads of PPE kit, it's like they've got loads of it now. There's like a mask, a face mask, a thing they wear on their head, a thing all over the body, and it makes you wonder if in our hospitals we've got little monkeys walking about the wards helping out, and you've no idea because they've got that much PPE on. You can't see the little chimp sat under there. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, help's help, and I suppose when times are bad, everyone's got a chimp in, you could say. Anyway, monkey news. There you go. Right, another song. I heard this the other day when I was watching a film, and I don't know what the film. Kenny Rogers there, Ruby. I've always been a fan of a song with a good story, and that's up there for me. If you don't know it, it's a story about a bloke who he must be married with his girlfriend or whatever, goes off to war, comes back, and his legs are all done in. The relationship goes a bit downhill. She starts leaving him at home. She's going out getting rat-arsed every night. He's fed up, and he wants to. I think by the end of it, he wants to do her in. He's had enough. Just a good example, really, of how things can change. At some point, their relationship was all rosy, and then it all changes. I mean, we're all being tested at the minute, aren't we, really? With this virus thing going around. Stuck at home with your partner. I've been alright. We've had the odd day. Me and Suzanne had an argument the other day about who had the biggest head. I don't want to go into full details, but of who had the bigger head. But it got to the point of getting out a tape measure and measuring the circumference. And it just all happened because I ordered a cap that stated that one size fits all, and it fucking doesn't. I just wish they'd sort that out, because now I've got to fanny about and send it back. One size fits all. Annoys me. But then again, I suppose that's what life's about, innit? Getting annoyed, being happy, being worried. Well, that's a lot, innit? Being scared. That's living. I do like a good moan. And I do like a worry, in a way, for a little bit. It's a bit of a pastime, keeps your brain active. I always remember a few years back, I used to think about death a lot. You know, we all sort of come into the world in the same way, don't we? But the way you go out, you don't know. You don't know what your exit strategy is going to be, and I'd let that worry me. What's going to happen? Is it just going to be in my sleep, or is it going to be something horrible? It mainly happened when I could hear a clock ticking. It was a little reminder that time was just, ticking away, and that's my life. And it used to bother me. And then I read a story that made me change my mind, and it was about a bloke, and he died in his bed when a cow fell through the roof, through the ceiling, landed on him, and squashed him dead. And for a bit I was like, oh God, that's really bad. That's probably going to be me, that. Have something horrible like that. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought it's not actually that bad. It's not like an illness that drags on and you're getting weaker and you're just miserable and you're sat there just waking up every day thinking, oh, I'm still here. How long is this going to go on? It just happened quick. And even to the point of, even if he heard that cow coming through the ceiling, I don't think he would have had any worry, because I bet his brain was telling him he was still asleep and it was a dream. Because why would a cow be coming through the ceiling? So it sort of made me realise that it's the people who are left behind who is more upsetting for, isn't it? I mean, it's the wife, isn't it, who has to deal with the upset of losing her husband, and on top of that, she's got like a hole in her roof that she's got to sort out. She's got to get a tile around. She's got to have the sort of loft rebuilt. Get a plasterer in to sort out the ceiling. There's a lot of hassle there. And even before all that, getting a cow out of the bedroom, because that would have been wandering around, wouldn't it? And that's not an easy task, shifting one of them, especially if it was upstairs. If it was upstairs in the bedroom, they don't go downstairs, do they? Cows. There's something about the legs. I think they can go upstairs, but they can't walk down. So all that hassle, he's no idea. He's gone by this point. She's got all this shit to deal with, and that's. It was after reading that story that I realised that it's pointless worrying about when and where you're going to die, because you'll never know. But all I did was I moved the worry. I've talked before about the worry hole, and you've got a space in your head that you've got to fill with worry. So I went from worrying about how I was going to die and where I was going to die to just worrying that Suzanne will die before me, which I wouldn't want. Because at the end of the day, death is more of a ball ache for the people who are left behind, which will definitely be the case for Suzanne, because she's got to try and find a coffin that will fit my big fat head in it. So that'll serve her right for taking the piss. A little bit of karma. Right, I wanted to talk about UFOs today, and I haven't. I've sort of ping-ponged around a bit there. Maybe do it next time. This is a little bit linked to how I started thinking about it. I saw it on some BBC documentary the other night, and it's Curtis Mayfield, and they were saying how he was doing a gig in America, and the lighting rig fell on him, and he was paralysed from the neck down. There you go. So, good song and stuff. DJ Shadow with this time I'm going to try things my way. And the story is that the vocal of that was just found in some building on like a bit of old tape, and no one knows much about it. I think all they know is that some fella called Joe, I think the name Joe was written on the tape, but other than that they don't know anything about it. Bit of a mystery, which I thought was a nice way to sort of chat about another mystery, the mystery of UFOs. I've sort of been watching quite a bit of footage on the internet of UFOs recently. I think it's just a good escape, innit? You know, everything's a bit sort of shit at the minute, isn't it? No matter where you're living, no matter what country you're in, everything just seems a little bit shitty. So sort of looking at otherworldly stuff is just a good escape. And there's loads of footage out there. Some of it you kind of go, oh, that looks good. Some of it is a joke. I mean, there was one that I clicked on that was a bloke that it was clearly off his tits, because he was filming something out of his bedroom window. He was going, there's a bright light, oh look, I can't believe it, I'm being visited, there's a bright light, and it was clearly a street light. So there's a lot of knobheads like that, but now and again you get some footage or hear an interview or something that you go, well, this confirms it for me. Like, you know, there's other stuff out there, and it was a bit of a chat that Joe Rogan was having. You know, the Joe Rogan podcast. He was chatting to some commander who was flying about in a fighter jet, and he was whizzing about, enjoying himself. Turns his head and sees this UFO just floating about above the water. And he was like, what's that? And now this fella's seen loads of stuff. If there was new technology out there that we don't know about, he probably would know about it. But he saw this thing and he was like, I don't know what that is. And he started ping-ponging about all over the shop. He said it was shaped like a tic-tac, and it moved about like nothing he's ever seen move about before. It was like going left, right, up, down, and at high speed as well. It just didn't make sense to him. Right? They got some radar footage of it. I'll just show you that. This was it here. It was like moving along at high speed, and it was just turning at the same time, which is a bit odd. But who knows what it was. But I've had a theory for a while. Octopus. If you look at them, they look a bit alienish, don't they? This UFO was floating above the sea, so there's a connection there already. All the arms, which, you know, would probably come in handy if you're flying about something that commander saw. I imagine that's got a lot of joysticks, a lot of buttons to press. You need a lot of arms. So there's that. And I saw this video ages ago. Yeah, I'll show you this mimic octopus. Right. Now the skill that it's got, it's like, let me just show you this. Right. So this diver here, there he is in the water, just swimming along, minding his own business, doing a bit of filming, not much to see really. And he just sees this little bit of seaweed, thinks nothing of it, There's a little fish, little black and white fish. Oh, that's nice. There's not much else here. I'll just film that black and white fish there, moving about. And oh, good Jesus, what is that? An alien. That is an alien there. Let's just rewind it again. It goes from that, just looking like a blob of moss, to that. That is amazing. And off it shoots, look. Going back to Planet Zonk. And think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it? If you were an alien, where would you land? You wouldn't bother landing on land, on Earth. Because it's not going to be left empty for long, is it? You're going to find a little plot, you'll go, this is alright. And before you know it, bulldozers will turn up and build a new Starbucks or something. So they're better off going into the sea. And there's more of it. The Earth's 70% water. So if you're going to sort of base yourself anywhere, you're better off in the water. Especially at the minute, it seems like one of the safest places now, doesn't it? I don't think they get the virus underwater. And I tell you another thing that makes me think that I'm right here. If you Google big octopus, what comes up is the Pacific octopus, right? Where was this Tic Tac UFO spotted? Over the Pacific. Makes you think, doesn't it? Could be wrong, or could be right. Which sets us up nicely for this next song. Bit of Public Image Limited, Rise. I'll leave you with that.